Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture on Chapter 3, Social Work, a Comprehensive Helping Profession. This is Part 1. As always, I want to remind you that be sure to read everything within the chapter. I will just be hitting some of the highlights. At the beginning of this chapter, it talks about two kinds of helping people, or two kinds of helping scenarios. One, it talks about natural helping. The other one, professional. And those are the two fundamental forms of helping. The natural helping we've all been a part of. You may not even necessarily have recognized it. But most of us, if not all of us, are part of a family, part of a neighborhood, a church, a synagogue, a mosque, in the workplace, where we just, in a natural way, help one another. We listen to people's situations and problems, and we offer advice and assistance. That's that natural helping network. You may find yourself on one side of it more so than the other sometimes, but most of us have been both a giver and a receiver. Now, in that natural helping, no one has a particular degree. You don't have to have a degree to be a friend, an uncle, a father, a mother, a grandmother, a grandfather, a co-worker. So that's natural helping. Professional helping, though, is different. Professional helping is when a person has gone and acquired a degree from a university. It might be a bachelor's, a master's, it might even be a PhD. And they've received specialized training, usually very focused, in order to be considered a professional helper. Going to a psychologist, or a social worker, or a psychiatrist. And others that are in the helping profession. A nurse, a doctor, all those would qualify as far as being in that. So be sure that you understand those two and the differences. Now, in this chapter, it talks about the 5 central themes underpinning social work. And if you recall from some of the previous videos, when I mentioned that if it ever says there's 5 of these or 3 of these, you really do want to know all of them. Not just the name or the title, but a little bit about what they're about. And of course, whenever you hear something that these are the central themes underpinning the profession of social work, then yeah, you probably want to know all of them pretty well. I just want to highlight them here for you now. The first one is a commitment to social betterment. The idea that every person really should have the opportunity and qualifies to have a better lot in life. And social workers are committed to that. That just by the very nature of you being a fellow human being, that you deserve to have a quality life, a good life. The second is the goal to enhance social functioning. So even just beyond meeting the very basic needs, social work likes to, has a very strong commitment to improving people through counseling, through advising, to improve their social functioning, how they interact with others and how they interact with institutions, and improving that. An action orientation, the third central theme. One of the things about social work, if you actually go on and choose to have a career in it, is it's very action oriented. While there may be at times it seems like there's a lot of paperwork, most of the time it's really hands-on, working with people, individuals, groups, couples, and it's a very, very active profession. The fourth is an appreciation for human diversity. This is something that's essential in being a social work professional, and it is really one of the central themes. That everyone, regardless of race, religion, sexual orientation, social economic status, that all those people have worth, everyone has value, and not just a tolerance, but an appreciation. seeing that diversity is something to be celebrated. It's something that brings a strength to an individual, to a family, or to a nation. The last one is a versatile practice perspective. Now, if you're not familiar with those terms, that might seem a little unusual, those words. But it's a versatile practice perspective, meaning that social work doesn't adhere to only just strictly one theory. It makes use of a broad range of behavioral theories, psychological theories, economic theories, and it really looks to see what theory can best help a person in whatever situation that they're in, or what can best help this family. And it both has, in terms of looking at a person in context of their whole life and how they fit within their environment and how they fit within society. And then, using the practice, using the theories that will best work to enhance their social well-being. So those are just a touch on the 5 central themes underlying social work. Now, the mission of social work. The mission of social work is 3 words that begin with the letter C: caring, counseling, and changing the society. And as a social worker, you would be involved in every one of these throughout your career. Caring. Caring, I'm not sure that that's necessarily something that can be taught. I think that there's an aspect of social work where it's something that is within the individual. A capacity for empathy. Being able to put yourself in another person's shoes, but still being able to help them in a professional and an efficient manner. And with caring, sometimes you can't solve the problem. Sometimes you just have to be there, maybe help arrange to provide meals, or to have someone's home cleaned, or to sit with someone in a hospice as their loved one might be near death. You can't change that, but you can show kindness and compassion, which is really what caring is about. So that's part of the mission of social work. Counseling. Sometimes there is things that you can do. Through therapy, through counseling, through working with people, you can actually help them really resolve the issues and the problems that they're facing and bring some relief and resolve to them. And the third C, changing the society. That's also a part of social work, because sometimes it's the outside influences, it's the structure in society, which is sometimes biased or discriminatory towards people. And so changing the society is part of social work's mission. Bringing greater awareness to society about certain issues, promoting good laws and policies that might not only help an individual, but help a whole group of people. As a social worker, you may be working with an individual. You may be working with a family. But in terms of changing the society, you're doing that on a broader level, on a macro level, where you change a law or a policy. You've impacted not only your individual client or clients, but people like them across the whole state or the nation, depending on what law it is that you're working on. Now, just what is social work and how do you define it? Well, that's been something that over many years, social work has gone back and forth. There have been a lot of different definitions that have been put forth, and there really is no one agreed upon completely and an formally adopted definition of social work. And as you read in this chapter, you'll see how things have changed and have evolved over many years. But what I want to encourage you, and I think it's on page 36, let me look here. I'm going to actually read it to you. The description that I'm reading is the one that's the most accepted at the present time, and I think it's a pretty good one. So listen here. Social work is the professional activity of helping individuals, groups, or communities enhance or restore their capacity for social functioning and create societal conditions favorable to that goal. You see, towards the end of that, it also mentions about changing society. So I think that's a pretty good one. All right, this first video will end here. Please go ahead and continue on with the next one.